Today I'm going to attempt this painting or a photograph. Here's this photograph I took on the embankment in Bedford yesterday, and just look at all that lovely perspective in there, and these nice trunks of these trees. So I've got some good contrast, which I want, but I've also got a lot of bright. When I look in my camera, it looks brighter there than when I look at this screen on my iPad. But anyway, I have to keep the lights there, and we've got the river here coming along there, but we've got some nice perspective. So I've got to try and get these greens right. I've got to try not to be too heavy with it, keep it lighter than it possibly is in the photograph. I mustn't chase the photograph. There's light coming through here, through the trees here, so this is quite bright. So I think I need a fairly bright sky, and just have the light, a few sky holes there. Get these lovely little filigree, and I've got to get this pathway nice. A nice tonal value. So let's get on with that and see what we can do. I think I'm just going to do just wet the sky. I've got it sketched out here, the main layout of the painting, which you may see. I think the light sometimes, I've sketched it fairly lightly because I don't want it showing through. Pencil marks, fairly unlikely actually with the amount of paint I'll put on it, but nevertheless actually showing a little bit better now I've wetted it up a little bit. So I must try and keep it light. So I'm going to use a fairly big brush, I think. This is a number 18, Daleroni Graduate. So it's just a big mop. Well, it's round really, but I'm using it like a mop just to get in these wet this paper. This is Langton's 140-pound cold press, which is rough, will give me a roughish texture. So let's get right in and get a bit of sky up there. Now let me think. I need to clean this palette a bit, I think. Although I've got a nice little light green there, which I'm going to just sweep in here. Because on the other side of the embankment there was this lovely lightish green, sort of coolish. Yes, I think I've also a little bit, I can use it to give me a little bit of green here. So I've got to try my best to be fairly light with this. I want to keep an airier feel to it actually. So let's get some cerulean, a nice coolish blue in. So I'll make a little bit of a puddle here, but again I want to keep it fairly light. So I'm just going to let that trickle down a little bit there, poking through. So let's leave that, I think. Very pale, just a hint, vague hint. I've got to remember, of course, it's going to dry a lot lighter, so perhaps I better just put a few more dabs so it does look blue in parts. Right, let's go with that. And the river actually is got some nice blue in there. So I think I'm going to just bash that in right away. Some blue up there. I think that can do. Right. And there's a little bit of green there as well. I want it fairly soft merge in, so I think I'll just, when it's wet on wet, I'll just do that. Right, let's leave that. And then let's get some lights in this tree. Fairly light on it. And that as well. Like a first wash, but I can put some darker greens here. Just using the side of my brush, try and hint at some of these greens. And there's some darker areas here as well. These are pollarded willows, actually, so they're sort of roundish shape, actually, almost like lollipops. One always tries to avoid drawing trees like that, of course, as they're rather childlike, but on occasion you will see them like this because they've been pollarded. And that's going to put some darks down there as well on the underside of this tree. There's quite a mass over the trunk there. And up here we've got tree foliage. It's midsummer, of course, so you've got a lot of foliage, a lot of leaves. I think that come right into the edge of the picture, really. Trying to vary and here. Actually, I'm going to put my foliage in, and then we'll come back with the trunks, so they can merge into the scene. Got lots of greens on my palette from my painting yesterday, so might as well utilize them to give me a lot of variety. I want to leave some sky holes where we can see the sky through. And let's get some into I want to graduate my greens down there in the distance, they're going to be a little bit lighter. So let's just try and stay with this for the moment. Yeah, so this comes down into this area here. In fact, the whole it's an avenue of trees, really. Let's get this fairly faint and just a gentle wash in here, I think. Let's bring this green down. It comes right down here. But I'm just having more water in my mix here because I want these to be a lot lighter in tone. But I must try and catch little elements of darker tones, so they'll start to take on some shape, some form. Otherwise it'll look a bit flat. It's just a little bit of foliage on this tree to the right in front of me here, so I'm going to minimize that. We've got grey and greens out here. There's a park over here. I think I can probably leave that, although let's put a few dark elements in. Needs to be darker here. And this willow tree here. That's quite a lot of dark, and dark under there. I'll put the trunks in a minute so you'll be able to read it a little bit better. We've got some darks out in here. Again, trying to not chase the reference too much. It's there just as a guidance. It's so easy to go chasing the photograph, and it's, I say, it doesn't always work well if you do that. Let's get a different brush. Let's go on to my Chinese brush, I think. Got a slightly... Yes, you can see this Chinese brush. Look how that's a little bit dry there. So you can get lots of different textures. It suggests the foliage. A little bit more water there, I think. A little darker under here. Darker down in some of these bits here. Put a little bit of blue there to mix with some of our greens, so we can have a little bit different tonal values. It's the thing with watercolour, it can, if you put those colours and those water, a little bit of water in, it does its own thing, some sort of random things. You've got to be careful to recognise them as nice effects and not be too ready to correct them. Because it might be very good, pleasing. So I'm stepping back a bit now and seeing, I think I need a darker mass in there. Do that. In the park over there, off to the right, we'll add a little bit of variety. Right, let's get this. Actually, could I do a little bit more colour in the park there? Yes, I think I can. Yes, the other side of the river. Green. Right. Let's get the let's get this path in. Let's get a bit of raw sienna, I think. Slightly purpley as well, actually. Let's use a bit of purple. Bit of raw sienna and see what we can make of that. Yes, that's not so bad. Comes away here. The thing about this, it gives you a nice perspective or vanishing point here. These lines going or converging to the distance there help take our eye into it. And over here, I think we need some sienna. That's it, that'll do it. I'll vary the tones as this path goes out into the distance there. A little bit of purple there. Just mix it in. And then we have a bit of ochre, I think we can do. Because this was quite warm here. This pathway. Walk all up by the side of the river there. Nice wash in there. And we can put a little bit of yellow, I think. Cadmium yellow. Just to warm up a little bit. Just by the side there. That's definitely a bit warmer there. Right. And we've got some yellows and umber. Let's get some bit of umber going. We need a bit down here. It won't start to make sense when we start to put some of these trunks in. It's probably difficult to see too clearly until as I said before in some videos, they go through this ugly phase. You think, am I going to make anything of this? And easy to say, no, this is not going to work. But you'll be surprised. Put a few different strokes in and suddenly it's working. Right. I need a bit more texture in my foreground now. I think that's needs something. Could do a bit of splattering perhaps. Give me a bit of texture. Yes, I think we could do that. And we've got a nice little edge along there too, which I can put in. I've got a little darker tone. And we need some darks into there as well. It's not reading so well there. Well, it's wet. Fairly wet. You can get a more softer line to things. Right. Okay, let's leave that. Now let's get a different brush and put some of these trunks in. I think we can go ahead and do that. I've got, this is a number 10 graduate. That will help me get some of these big trunks in. Let's go with that. Get some raw umber. See my palette here. Got so many different colours. Nice browns, 3 greens, hooker's green, sap green, viridian. Lots of different yellows. Cadmium yellow, lemon yellow, ochre, and reds. Of course, I've got different reds, cadmium reds, and crimson alizarin. There's my blues up here. Got ultramarine blue, cobalt, cerulean, some orange there, and raw sienna, umber, burnt umber. Got some light red there as well. But let's get that, needs to be a bit darker. Let's put a bit of blue in that and adjust as we go. Right, let's get this one. Yes. This is quite a big trunk here. Yes, coming now. A little darker, I think. Let's mix it up. Could always use a bit of Payne's grey. That's, I think. Right, we've got another one just here. Yeah, there's lots of branches and boughs here, but yeah, we'll get to that. Fine detail, but these are just see little bits of the tree here. Got one in the distance here, so let's keep that, grey that out a little bit. Got another one here in the distance. Big ones here. Use those gaps to our advantage to show bits of the tree. And a big one here. We can go over with a different text, a different tone, darker tones, slightly different colours, and do the inlayer it, put some layers of paint over it to help give us some form to the tree. We can go over with some other greens, really. We can check it's reading like a tree. There we go. Got to make sure they're grounded as well. We want some, look, they're real, although they're floating. Right, and this one. Right, okay, now this one, actually let's do that bow in. And I think we need to make it a lot darker too. Right. I've got one in the other side of the water there. Got a hint at that. And yes, a few old willows there. Another one here. Right. Okay. Let's get some more ochre in some of these areas. I want a good contrast between this area and this bit of the bank, this bit of the pathway there. It's all a bit in the shade there, so we could make sure we pick that out, put a little bit darker there and here. I think there's one tree here. I think I'm gonna get some thinner brushes, I think, and put some more detail in. Let's get yes, I've got this sword brush. This is quite handy for doing different shapes. Let's get some things going on here. Yes, that's bringing me some different textures, I think. Yes. The sort of random springiness of this brush, which allows you to get some interesting forms in. I think I need more leaf shapes in here, but not bringing them too far forward. We don't want that, because I want a sense of distance. I think I need to bring a little green down though. Still largely green in the distance there, but very pale out. Let's concentrate on this. You can use the edge like this to bring in suggest some branches. It can be controlled with it as well as random. Right, that's better. Let's, I think I need to do a little more here. Now I think I need to put a bit more texture in some of these trunks as well, though. Where they're catching the light, you want to try and do that. Show a dark side and a varied side to the trunk. And they're not always brown either. You get different colours, greys, and they look a bit blue, green, lichen growing up them sometimes. Right, okay. Now let's use a bit of a rigger. Can you see this one? It's a little skinny rigger. This is a Cotman, Winsor & Newton. Forgotten the number on it. Doesn't really matter, but you can produce some nice thin lines with that. Try and get some of these branches showing. Get some more detail in here. Which I think I'm going to go to a slightly thicker one. This is a Winsor & Newton, a little round one. Get some greeny, dark greens going. Try and show this trunk a bit better. That's better. Coming in. You want different areas of interest, of course, in any of the larger areas. Need to a bit of dry brush. Again, I'm taking a look at my reference photograph, but tempting, trying to avoid chasing it. This is a painting, not a photograph, so it's got to look a little painterly. I'm going to try and show the edge of the riverbank there a little bit. This will help take our eye into the painting. So, let me think this. I'm going to do that one. That branch. It's coming up like this. Let's try and do something there. Now, let me think. Shall I put some more? Yeah, I need more texture down here. Let's get our Chinese brush again. Get some ochre or some interest going in here. I think I can darken up a little bit here because I need more contrast with the that little bit of blue sky that I'm leaving there. So let's get that a little bit darker, and also in here I think. Yes, it's just a little bit. Let me think. I need I can see. I need a bit of a line there. That's better. Let's make sure we've got some horizontal lines for the reflections of these trees. That's a bit better, and I think we can bring this one down a bit as well. Yes, I think that needs to come down a lot better to read. So I put this element in front of the river. Can you see the bit of river there? It will push it back a little bit, which is what I need to do. A little dark here still. More darks up here. And in the heart of that tree as well. So I'm using got a little bit of phthalo blue actually. in my palette there. So let's ring the changes. So let me think, have a step back and have a little look. I think I need to emphasize these trunks a bit more. Cover them a little bit. Let's get a different brush. I've got so many brushes to choose from. What do I need? A little flat one, I think. Flat shaped one. Right, when I want it. I can't find it. Oh yes, there's something here. This will do. Actually, it's a filbert, number 11, slightly rounded edge. But that will give me just the shape I think I need. I'll put some more substantial darks into our foreground trees. They need something a bit darker. Bit of Payne's grey, bit of burnt umber. I'm wondering whether, yes, I think that's helps a bit. This needs to read as a more substantial tree, I think, in our foreground. Yes, I think we can do that. Perhaps that one could be a bit darker too. So let's get a variety. I don't take a straight black at all out of my, I've got ivory black actually, but I don't want to do that. I like to make something dark I can read as a dark colour, darky greens. That's better. Right. Again. Right, that's better. Got some tonal variability here. It's a park over there. Green path. better. A little bit of dry brush here. Just a little on my brush to break this up a little bit. Down there into the park. There's a few buildings out there. Actually, I think I need to get this limb here. Yes. It's not reading right. It's a very dark, big old bough coming on into our scene there. They're often quite gnarly around where the other branches come out. I'm trying to do that, show that a little bit. Right, now I don't want to get it. Oh, I think I still can take it a bit darker there. Not too much though. They were quite dark under here. Right, now, let's put a few people in the scene. So let's get a little tiny brush, if we can, and yes, that's the one I want. Just put a few people out there, just walking. A couple of people there, look. A little shape. People here as well. People in the park enjoying themselves. Trying to show that edge a bit better. People over here in this park. Lots of people. For somebody else here, shall we? Perhaps we can give them a dog. Right. A few cars. out on the side of the roads here. But let's give a little bit of colour to some of them. Let's give somebody let's put a red character there. Somebody out here. Put a red car there. Huh? People. Let's get a blue jacket on somebody. Out there. Put a blue car there. Got a hint at it anyway. Let's get a bit of white, Chinese white. If I can add some white to that character there. Grey that out. Now I'm just looking back. I think I'm going to put a little bit of green over this area. Different green. Got a bit of phthalo here. Yes, that's not so bad. Now, should I put a bit of yellow under here? I think, yes, let's go for a nice cadmium yellow. And try and suggest a bit of warmth coming through the sun, coming through the trees there. And yeah, let's put it out here as well. As these people are out in the sunshine there. Right. Now, have I done enough? Look at it. Can I improve it? That's the thing to ask yourself. If anything I do, will it improve it? Will it make it a better painting? Or not? Some other trees out there. I think we'll put some more here. Keep it interesting. There's actually a bit of shadow. I could get a little bit of shadow going, so I create that with an ultramarine and crimson alizarin, and I think we should put a bit of shadow colour in here. This tree is casting a shadow over here. and bit bluer there, I think. Got the shadow here. And yes, we can have a little bit here. Well, there you are. I think we're pretty much done with that now. If you like this and you'd like to see more, please subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. And give me a like or make a comment as well. I'm very interested in some of you are maybe interested in art or got some thoughts. Please leave a comment and I can get back to you. There we are. This is the embankment in Bedford in the UK. Must make a visit if you're passing. Lovely little town. Yes, I think I'm fairly happy with it. Can always do better, but as long as you get something of what you were going for. Ah, what I haven't done though, I should take off the tapes. This will always give you a better view. Right, there it is, Bedford Embankment, late August. Thanks for watching.